Hello and welcome back to another Betting Bankers live stream. We're here to discuss all things sports gambling related with a focus on soccer, horse racing, NFL and NBA. We share our bets before the event starts and then we monitor the progress as the action happens. Let's get cheering on those winners and making some money.
Hello and welcome back to the first Betting Bankers of the new year. How's everybody getting on?
Hey, Delby, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Good, Albie. Good. Yeah, Happy
New Year to all you guys.
Did
Good
you
to
have a
be
nice
back.
break? Yeah. So feels like we were away for about 4 days,
Quiet,
but
but a lot of up and down.
successful.
I had a brutal Christmas for betting.
In parts.
I actually had so much on over Christmas. I didn't do a whole pile.
I was up on the horses, but I didn't do great. What was that, PK? Sorry?
No, I just said that I was so busy over the Christmas period that I didn't do a whole pile of betting, and in hindsight, it was probably a good thing.
Way more money this January than you're used to have.
Don't worry, I'll waste it. It's going to be a boring month, so
Yeah.
gambling
That
is.
bet that you shared the other day, LB, with all the division winners in the NFL, do you know who that was, or was it just something you saw on social media?
No, I saw the crowd that took the bet actually tweeted it out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Would have paid like
Who was
50
that?
was it?
Can't remember PK. It's 45 grand off his 100 quid. It's pretty nice. So,
It was only a
would have been.
fiver.
Was
It was
it?
a $5 bet. Yeah, it was a $5
Yeah,
bet.
it was a small stake, I thought. Yeah.
Now, the only good thing about that bet was, and we can probably put it up on our Twitter feed just so people can see what we're talking about. But the good thing was the Giants were like 14-1 or something like that. So like it was the big leg that let them down. You know, it wasn't like
They were by far the
they got
biggest.
everything else in, and it
biggest.
was a 1-3 shot or something that let them down. Like
I don't
Yeah.
think it makes a difference what odds. Like, it's the fact that it was so close and
Yeah.
like, it was circumstances under which it got let down. Like,
I know, but if you were to take any solace from it, is basically what I'm saying is that like the
in
biggest
normal
odds
circumstances,
let them
you'd
down.
go like, oh, probably they had no chance any realistically. But in this case,
I
it
went
really
through
should've-
it, and like with 7 games left, they needed to win 2, and they got 1 out of 7. And then like the last 2 losses were criminal. Like you'd be absolutely sick if you'd had that bet on.
Yeah,
That is brutal.
you'd be sick with Doug Peterson anyway, that's for sure.
So Abby, before this game starts,
It's just kicked off actually. If you want
yeah.
to,
So
yeah.
just there's no after time. So we're going in with our usual BETALONG in play punt. So it's over half a goal in Milan Juventus.
By the looks of things. Oh, offside. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
So lucky we can get this on before there's any more goal chances. But yeah, looking at it, it seems an absolute certainty, and the fact that it's only on a minute and there's been a goal ruled out kind of affirms
I
that.
said, lads, for backing a goal in the first half instead of just backing any goal. I know it's
I'd be on for that. I was actually going to suggest that, but I mean, neither team have had a 0-0 draw all season, and their last 4 meetings there hasn't been less than 2 goals. So it seems extremely likely that there's going to be a goal in that game. I'd be on for a half time bet as well.
So just so we're clear, this is the AC Milan Juve game, right?
AC Milan Juve, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
1-2, is it for goal? It seems good for a game that should have plenty of chances both ends.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. First half goal is 1.47.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to kick off the season with 100 on that. We'll kick off the new year. Oh, it's just gone suspended there. Oh, it's back. All right, we're going to get this on.
Yeah, I think we need to get this on fast.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I was shouting about the United, the Manchester Derby. Sorry, United did score, but then it was ruled out or offside. Apologies for the confusion.
You're grand. I wonder I've no idea how to call that game. you have any theories on it, PK, or any bets on it? I was sort of thinking it could finish like 4-2 or it could finish 0-0. I know Gary.
Yeah, I think 0-0 is the more likely side of that one because from the start here, United are playing very compact and trying to hit them on the break. City are happy to play against that style of football, so I'd say 1-2 goals could decide this. But yeah, City have had a good vein of form, so like I really like, and United have been decent in the league. I wouldn't like to say very good, but yeah, I wouldn't like to go calling this game. It's a no bet for me anyway, but it's on, so it's good maybe to have though all the same.
I backed United, but I got kind of suckered in by Guardiola's comments. So obviously City they've had a lot of COVID related, or people out related to COVID. And I saw an interview with Guardiola where he said basically they're down to the bare bones of a squad. So I was thinking after, the Christmas period, they might rest a few players. But they've got a fairly full strength side out, like Sterling, De Bruyne, Gundogan, like everybody, their top players are playing. So kind of got suckered in. I still think United at 13-5 are probably overpriced, but I was hoping it was going to be a full strength United against a weakened City, and both of them going to have their best 11s out. So yeah, like I wouldn't be as confident on them now as I was an hour ago, but I got a bit greedy. I didn't want to wait for the teams to come out in case the bookies would just slash the prices straight away. So
yeah, there's always that
decision just to kind of plunge in. But
second half,
1-0, would you cash out then?
Sorry.
If they go up 1-0, would you cash out of it?
I think they've just gone down 1-0, so
City plus got City are
offside.
It's offside as well, is it? Okay.
Oh God, if you backed any goals in that game, you'd be sick. Two ruled out already.
I'm watching here, but I think I'm a bit behind PK because PK seems to be reacting, and then I'm getting it on my screen like
he has the fastest connected dodgy box in the whole of the Western world, I'd say.
You're a good 30 seconds behind me there, Gary. So I'll. What is there's one thing at United I'm curious about is what is Solskjaer at now with De Gea and Henderson? Is he just splitting it, or is Henderson now the number one?
I think he's just splitting it.
It's a weird
I'd say he doesn't want to lose Henderson, and he's just trying to keep him happy. That would be my reading into it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, De Gea has wanted to go back to Spain for a long time. He's wanted to go to, Madrid. Now, that's probably cool since Madrid have kind of gone shit. But, and since they signed Courtois and stuff. But I still think that at some stage, De Gea will go back to Spain. And Solskjaer, if he's looking long-term, is thinking Henderson's the answer. I do like Henderson. I went to West Ham versus Sheffield United last year, and he had a unbelievable game. So it was probably the best goalkeeping performance I saw live last season. So I think he's a good keeper. But it's a different story being Sheffield United keeper and United keeper. So
yeah, it's interesting because are they planning to offload De Gea this summer then? Because I don't know who will buy him, with Atletico and Real both having very strong. Well, Courtois all black now, so let's see where he goes. It's a very strange situation.
It is, yeah. But United again. Romero's a good keeper as well. So they seem to have an oversupply of decent keepers. But Romero's wife was out on Twitter giving out about his lack of opportunities.
I always see those lads whose significant others start tweeting about their position in the team. I think, what a nightmare he must be having at home if she's telling him you should tell the manager to play you more. Hey, shut up, leave me alone.
You're the best boy on that team.
Yeah.
It's when your ma used to come and watch you play football.
Yeah.
And you're there sat on the bench.
Yeah, giving out what you want to put on, or giving out when you were taking off. Thankfully,
that's just on the side, cutting up the oranges just so they're ready for the lads at half time.
There with the linesman flag.
Oh,
Is anybody
anyone-
watching Juventus?
I can
yeah,
put it in.
yeah.
Oh, you are.
Looks like Milan have got off to a good start, LB, does it?
Yeah.
Just based on the stats here.
Yeah, they're pretty solid here. They've just had a corner there. Nothing came of it really, but very comfortable on the ball. You know, everyone kind of say without that they'd be kind of struggling, but they're actually kind of playing very kind of solid the last few games. So yeah, so far so good.
The 12-5 about them just seems odd. I know, as you said, they're kind of without Ladan and things like that. But for a team top of the table and as free scoring as they are, to be that price at home to a Juve side that have kind of stuttered a bit this season is it just seems big. Like
Price, all right.
again,
One of my mates texted about earlier,
and things.
and the way he phrased it was, "I hope Milan put Juventus to bed tonight." You know, like that kind of is it. Like they're realistically out of the title race, or as good as if they lose tonight.
The 6-pointer aspect of it or whatever.
Yeah, so
appreciate that.
It's already a massive game at this stage of the season. Like,
yeah, the last few Serie A's have been very, very, hard fought or close run or whatever the phrase is. Like they've been very entertaining. They had a good chance.
It's hard to think that it's 11 months since we were hugging each other in the San Siro.
Hugging strangers, getting COVID off everybody around. Yeah. Come back and you're like, "God, stay away from Milan. Whatever you do, don't touch anybody over there." And we're throwing beer at oh God. Yeah, it feels like an awful long time ago though.
Some trip. Can't wait to get to do it again.
Before these games kick off in France, I was just I had a look through them just because there's not a huge amount on tonight. And Rem are playing Dijon. It's one of those games we talked about before where the draw is actually higher odds than either team winning. And like it just seems to have value. If you think both teams are likely to win, why is it unlikely that they'll draw?
Yeah.
They're not playing like next goal wins or whatever. Anyway, it's 5-2 for the draw there. And just looking at the recent results, and their head-to-heads and that, I just felt there's a pretty significant chance it will end the draw. Marseille Montpellier is another one. I think it's like 8th versus 10th. There's only a point between them on the table, although Marseille have a couple of games in hand. The odds weren't as wide as 23 to 10 for the draw there, but the double of those two pays about 10-1. So I'm going to just throw an 10 on that anyway and see how it goes. We've talked about draws not being ideal for any sort of bet along or live show, so I'm not going to keep you posted on every 5 minutes that they remain nil all, but definitely have a look at them when they're coming up to kind of 70, 75 minutes and see how things are looking.
Yep, that's kind of an ideal one. Just check in at the end. Yep, the match is a draw. Perfect.
If it's live, yeah.
Yeah. So are you guys watching the Manchester game at the minute?
Yeah,
I've switched over. Gary has that uncovered, so I've switched over to the Juve game, considering we have money on it. So I've decided it's worth more of a watch.
15-20 minutes, you kind of let it go. You're like, first half goal is going to come. But once it starts hitting the high 20s, you start to really think, maybe two goals in the whole game was a better bet than one first half. But I mean, so far the first 10 minutes, it seems fairly, they're not sitting back anyway, which is what you'd be dreading when you back a first half goal.
I don't know if we missed the trick with that Belgian game being on. Is it that Eupen team? Were you talking about them, that their games always have goals?
Yeah.
It's already 1-1, 14 minutes in.
Although surely the price there, surely you wouldn't have got any sort of price. Well, maybe on 2 goals in the first half, but
I didn't actually check it. I was too busy looking at the Milan game earlier on today. But yeah, there's probably certain teams like that. The horse tracker apps, Gary. I wonder, is there player or game trackers for football teams that you could just get a ping at 6 o'clock saying this crowd are about to kick off? Because it's so easy to miss them as well with the kind of fragmented COVID schedules.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
sure there is.
Oh yeah, I noticed that Bet365 have added in. I'm not too sure how long it's been there, so it could, like, if someone's listening, this is ancient functionality, don't come at me. But like they have a function where I think you can add to a tracker within Bet365.
Yeah.
So really? When you're backing a horse, there's a flag on it to kind of star it or whatever, and I assume that brings it into a tracker. Is that that been there long, PK? You seem to know about it.
No, I've just noticed it. It's there. All right. It's not something I use. I use.
Yeah, I don't use it either now, but
a different one. But I know there's a thing. I'll open it here now and have a look.
It'd be great if someone could invent a thing.
No, but I think it is a good idea. I think most people have their ways of doing things, so it's hard to get people to convert over.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, Sky Bet often do those things where they email you and go, oh, like, you backed this horse last year and I won you 100 quid back.
I couldn't believe it.
So
I sent you screenshots of Betfair, and it was the day actually Jupiter was on down in Lingfield, and I just got a thing on my phone. It was like a notification from Betfair, because I'd never really used the apps. I'd always had just used the website on the phone, but I had the app, and it was like, oh, whatever horse, you won 140 quid on that horse last March, and it's running again today. You're like, oh god, that's slippery slope,
It is, isn't it?
For anybody who doesn't
20
know
quid
who
on a
Jupiter
fiver scratch card. Pop up to Tesco, buy another one.
If anybody doesn't know who Jupiter is, there he is there somewhere, storming away to a victory in a 0 to 50 handicap.
Best day ever.
More than any memories of any horses I have, so it's pretty good one. Well,
you weren't on that. You weren't on that 60 to 1 winner, PK.
We were all on it, right? Yeah. We were, yeah.
That was a great old day.
Yeah, big win for the lads. Things have gone awful slow down in Milan as well. Juventus are back to themselves.
There's I'm just looking at Bet365 here now, and they have you can go in. They have a soccer stat thing where they bring you to a website with loads of different stuff, and I never knew this.
Yeah, they're all adding that in, but that's what I was saying about the horse tracker thing, and just to build on LB's point, like, it would be good instead of them have those emails that they send you saying, oh, you backed this horse or whatever, they're obviously unsolicited. But if you could sign up to a thing saying, right, I want to see when this team is playing or whatever, it'd be good to get those alerts from the apps, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a function here for.
Although I suppose it gives the bookies an edge because they'll know, especially with the horses, and that's probably why they do it. If a lot of people have the horse tracked, they know not to price it up too high or whatever.
Gosh, yeah, I never thought of that, but that's probably definitely it. Probably definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the main function. I think the main, they probably are putting it there out of ease of use to have people just return and custom or whatever. But it does give you that insight into, big data and I was going to say, some of the horses we've talked about where you're like, listen, he'll run again in a few months, keep an eye out. If loads of people do that, they won't open them up at 25 to 1. You know what I mean? They'll open them up at 14s and see what happens, or even lower. So, yeah.
Basically, avoid if you want to back the horse, won't track it.
Did you? Oh, Juventus hit the post. That's exactly now would have been an ideal time for our goal. We probably load up on a second one before half time.
Yeah.
No, not doing that.
No. PK, the sheriff.
You've got me down this. 2021. Well, that's how we lost our money the last time, right? I'm just looking at the NFL on this Bet365 stats now, and they have lots in here. You can tell it's weird that they show the home team win and who won, what percentage of home team games won, what percentage of away, and it's literally. It's funny though. 49.61% of home teams won in the NFL this season, 50% of away, and then there's about 39% was draws, of which I think there was only one this season. Was there?
Definitely, the Eagles had a draw
against the Bengals, right?
Bengals, I think, yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't remember.
Spot 39.
Yeah, it's one game of the season, I think. Well, let me just. The records are here actually on this as well. I don't know why I'm.
Well, what would spot 3? Like, say spot 4, that's.
Spot 4 would be 250, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do any more games. I've just seen a replay of
games.
Juve hitting the post here. God, it was the insider post as well.
Just teasing yourself there, man.
I know.
There's some good chances on. Oh, you're gonna be happy in a minute. I'll be.
Yeah, just the screen. The one might take the graphic that our viewers.
Are we in? Are we?
The screen. Yeah.
Nice one.
Lighted.
How far
But
am I here? Wait, this is my good illegal stream too. Dodgy. Sorry, dodgy. I didn't use the word illegal.
I was gonna say as well, and this is major after timing, but when I was looking earlier, it was 4-9 for Barcelona to win away to Bilbao. And considering how shit they've been, and they're 1-0 down after 3 minutes, like, say if you're back against Barcelona this season, you'd make a decent profit, like.
Yeah, you would. If you were laying Barcelona, yeah, for sure. That league has gone away from them as well. They're 11 points behind Atletico, and Atletico have a game in hand. So
Madrid are after climbing back up toward the top again, are they?
Who?
Real.
Yeah, they're only 2 points behind, I believe, but Atletico have a game in hand in them as well. This is a lovely goal in the Juve game too.
Yes, delight. And he's the single hit the post as well. I was just thinking there, though, for the sake of our viewers, all two of them at the moment, that we probably should line up who's watching which match, because that was the most anticlimactic goal for a bet builder I've ever seen. Like, we won our bet, and it was like, you're going to be happy soon, and then it's watching it go, oh, there, yeah.
The problem is the betting sites are always going to be ahead of the
TV.
Certainly the dodgy streams, but yeah, even ahead of telly a lot as well. So the person actually watching, I mean, unless we do it that, you know, everyone else doesn't look at their betting page or that, you know.
Yeah.
That league has gone away from them as well. They're 11 points behind.
How are they?
Deja vu there for a second. Whichever one of you that
overlap.
So what we're loading up on next is the question, I suppose.
I was going to jump in, and just look at another goal in that Belgian game. I don't think the odds are going to be great, but just, you know, 1-1 after 10 minutes. You'd expect
it always feels like you're chasing, though. Oh, that would have been a great game for a goal, so now I'm going to lump on a third one. They're like,
that's true.
I've never seen this before, but they don't have over half a goal in the PSG game priced up. So it has 1 to 100, but it's grayed out. It's mad.
Yeah.
What site? Oh, on the sportsbook, is it?
On the sportsbook, yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, it's 1.04 on the exchange. Sometimes, the sportsbook just don't give it. But again, I was thinking, if you'd be in agreement, maybe a first half goal there, it's not as big odds as the Milan Juve game, but it's still 1.36 for the first half.
This Juve game is like, Juve could actually be 3 up here now, if you include hitting the post. Oh God! I think if it stays 1-0 for a while, we could lump on a second one later on. But yeah, in the meantime,
we have to do a second half goal there for sure.
Although the risk then is, Juve kind of, I know they're different under Pirlo, but they're kind of
put it down
bastards, for the 1-0 away wins. So
here
we go.
What about over 1.5 in the first half goals in the Barcelona game? It's only 7 minutes gone, something like 1 to 3-ish.
Let me check it there.
Yeah, like I haven't been looking at that. Obviously, I
haven't
I
either.
do think there'll be a goal in the United City game because City have hit the post twice. The City keeper has pulled one out of the top corner for United. There's been 2 disallowed goals, and that's in the first 22 minutes. So, like, if we might have to wait till the second half to get the goal, but I definitely think there'll be a goal in that. And John, it's better that you're watching it rather than just going on stats or whatever. But whatever you lads think, and there's no pressure on me because I got the Milan one in. So
that was my call for doing the first half.
Yeah. My analysis of the match.
Stats called it.
We'll take 50% credit each, lads.
What odds was just a goal? It was like 1.08. So you can take 8% of the credit, and I'll take.
This feels when you're at school and someone asks could they copy your homework, and then the teacher corrected theirs first and thought you were copying.
Right. So what are we doing? United game is gone suspended. Still suspended.
Yeah.
It's offside again, I think.
I'll tell you now in a minute.
People need to stop watching the betting thing on the phones and when people are watching it live because
Yeah, no, I really think we need to bring that new rule in for the bet-alongs. It's actually a disaster. I think I'm happy to go with the United game for the goal. I'm also happy to do another one in the Juve match.
You've got the power, LB, so whatever you think.
Is anyone watching Barcelona, PK?
no, I don't have the powers to do that, to watch that one.
I'll have a look here and see if I can do it. I will be a bit behind, but
I flicked onto it and they had a shot on target and they had a corner and that, so it was looking
There's
reasonable. I'm just looking through there.
first 9 minutes has been 3 shots and 2 on target, and 1 corner to Barca. They're not bad stats for the first 10 minutes.
No, not at all.
What about the PSG game? There's already been two shots, shot on target each, and a shot off target.
I've PSG game on here. Moise Keane has just missed an absolute glorious opportunity.
Five corners in the first 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Give it a minute or so. Watch it here, but
Take a look at the odds here.
That could be the one. For first half goal, you be talking, lads?
Yeah, I'll have a look at first half. Yeah, it's only 8 minutes in, so there's plenty of time in the first half.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be a goal in this United game. United just had another good chance too. It's
a bit more one, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit more end-to-end than I was expecting this game, to be honest.
1.44 for a first half goal in the PSG game.
Really?
That sounds decent.
That seems decent to me. If we do that, we'll have doubled up our stake already. If that comes in.
Yeah.
Right.
Go
on, I think we're all on to pull the trigger there.
It's got, for me, I don't know what you see. Oh no, it's back to 1.44 again now. Yeah. There's not massive liquidity on that, but it should get matched after a minute or so.
Yeah, 1.43 now up to 4.6. See if we get matched. So what do we 146 spot 6? I'm sorry, but 0.6 is our profit. So 46 and 6 cents we made on that last one.
46% return on our investment. Not bad for 20 minutes work.
No,
you wouldn't get that in a bank.
Need to do it.
Always reminds me of Irish government savings accounts where you got 25%. Remember those things? You leave them in there.
Are you PSG had another shot on target there, and they've a corner now?
Yeah, we're matched.
We're matched. We'll score from this corner, so.
Yeah, well, it's been taken, but yeah, it's saying dangerous attack. I'm waiting for the suspended.
I'm watching here, lads.
All right, you have it on.
Yeah, so we leave off the bookie side, and let Gary maintain that one.
Yeah, I won't look at it. So my 2 draws are still 0-0, 30 minutes in, so getting excited about that one now.
Because I'm a bit behind the bookie side, the shot on target was actually from a corner, so it was a corner and a header. A really good save by the keeper, but I'd say 6 inches either side, there was no chance the keeper was getting it straight at him. But still some reaction save.
You're
still watching that Italian game, yeah? It seems like there's still plenty.
Yeah, it's so open now. Milan are back in it now. They're kind of holding their own. Had a couple of chances as well, but it's pretty exciting stuff. And
to be honest, that Barcelona game is looking. There's been a few more chances there in the last few minutes as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I could see a first half goal there. The United City game, the stats don't kind of match, what you've been talking about watching it, which is often the case. You can't really tell, just from the shots on and off target how.
Yeah, but I don't think Does a block shot get counted as a shot on target?
No,
does.
it has to
No,
be
not on
considered
target.
the
No.
keeper.
But I
That's what I mean.
find that Bet365 don't even count it as a shot sometimes. Betfair do seem to. So it kind of depends where you're looking at it a bit too. But with was there 2 goals ruled out for offside? They won't be a shot on or off target or anything.
Yep.
Even though it's pretty close to a goal. Oh
There's
yeah,
actually
Barcelona.
three goals
Barcelona
offside.
scored. I would talk about that, am I?
Did they score?
Well, it's showing 1-1, but it's still suspended, so maybe it's going to be reviewed.
There. I'm not going to say I called that one, but whatever. No.
Yeah, it's back to 1-1.
This PSG game will definitely have a goal in here.
0-0 half time, 4-3 full time.
Yeah.
Now I'll be. Is there any need for that?
My fear was that time. I know we were tracking a PSG Cup final against San Etienne. We were expecting loads of goals, but did something happen? Did Neymar go off injured? I think
there was a sending off.
there was a red card first San Etienne.
Yeah.
But like we said, even though it's for the underdogs, the red card, the favourites still never seem to capitalise on that. Or not never, but it's certainly a red flag for any sort of gambling. And to memory, I think it stayed 1-0 for most of the game. Maybe finished 1-0, or maybe there was one late goal to make it 2-0.
Like PSG are all over them, so Saint Etienne are just sitting back.
Yeah,
has to be a goal.
It's
just
that game had gone 1-0 to PSG in the first half, and red card came in the first half. Then straight after the first goal.
Yeah.
Definitely would be expecting a goal there. It seems like very good odds for at 1 point. Well, whatever it was for. What did we get matched at? 1.44.
Yeah, 4.5 even.
So what's our potential return?
65 and change profit. So yeah, it'd be 210. I think. We're even over 210. So it'd be lovely.
And we'll be loads more games to roll into in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely loads.
400.
You'll be retired by the end of the night, lads.
Yeah.
Well, this is the dream, right?
Year.
How did you make your millions? Well, it was this Wednesday night when we were watching 3 games.
Sure, look, you have to start somewhere.
Are you watching the United game, PK?
Yeah.
Still very end to end.
It is, yeah. It's still. Although City look more susceptible when United break, Rashford has been singled out against Zinchenko there on the right, and he's caught them a couple of times already just to get him behind them. So he's in behind them here now, actually. Probably offside again, but he miscontrolled it. It's just United look like they're able to get, well, especially Rashford, able to get in behind City when they do counter attack. So
kind of overcomplicated a bit from what I've seen. I'm focusing mainly on the PSG game, but I have an eye on the United game as well. They just seem to be doing that extra pass that they don't need or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good game though, to be fair.
Moise Keane had another good chance there for PSG, so it's mad he couldn't make it at Everton, and now he's centre forward for PSG.
The Everton legend.
Yeah.
But Sherlock wasn't Choupo-Moting scoring goals in the Champions League for them last season, and now he's at Bayern Munich for fuck's sake.
I suppose, yeah. There's hope for it yet.
They're just squad fillers. That's what they sign, really, right?
Yeah, but I mean, starting up front beside Mbappe, it's freaking, it's decent,
It's true.
It'd be mad now to see what Pochettino does with PSG, because, even though Spurs scored a lot of goals, he was a bit negative with them. The games I saw, live of Spurs, when they went 1-0 up, they kind of shut up shop, that way. He won't be able to do that with PSG. I suppose he'll probably have better players at PSG, but it was interesting to see their style of play.
Yeah,
I think it's close to the last roll of the dice for PSG at the minute. They've tried every other type of manager, and it just isn't bringing them what they're looking for. So, I don't know. I think I mean, it's obviously good for him. He can't do anything but improve his CV there. But it just seems a strange one from their point of view, unless they're going to bring him in for 3 or 4 years and just build towards the Champions League.
But that's it. It's very much like, when Madrid used to sack their managers when they won like a league and 2 cups just because they didn't win the Champions League. Say they're going to 1-0 up.
Get in.
Oh, and the lads.
Saint Etienne are 1-0 up. It was like PSG start dicking about at the back. Someone slipped and they capitalized.
That's a technical term.
Yeah. I think Poch said that to them when they went out. Don't be dicking around at the back, and then they did. So, it got passed to. I'm not really sure who the defensive midfielder is, but Marquinhos passed it out. The midfielder just didn't know a man was behind him, got tackled, lost it, and I went straight to a guy at the edge of the 18-yard box. Decent finish by him.
Nice.
But gets the money in. Geez, you'd nearly lump it all on PSG now after seeing how on top they were before that mistake. Like,
what's another goal in the first half?
Even money or something.
1.6 for another first half goal. It feels safe, but I don't know. Is it chasing it a bit? But,
unless you put the profit on, put 110 on.
What's gone? 20 minutes, so 25 minutes for a goal.
5 minutes, and PSG will be eager to bounce back. Yeah, that might be what you're saying. LB, put the profit on.
Yeah,
I'd weigh that up against the goal in the United game. Just so, what does anybody know what that is? Or I don't have access to.
So I'll
have a look here.
Sorry, any goal?
Yeah, any goal in the United game, because if you're getting the similar price for a goal with 60 minutes left in this game, right? 25.
Like it's 1.14 for a goal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 1 to 9. So I'd be happy enough to put the profit onto the PSG game.
Yeah, we'll be talking about 1.65 now by the time LB gets it matched.
Grand, so.
I mean, if you get it matched in the next minute or so. Not that you take a long time.
Yeah. Sounds, lads. So first half goal is 1-2. Oh no.
1-2.
First half goal 1.5. First half goal 1.65 now.
Yeah. We're just taking the profit. So what's that, about 90 quid on?
109.
109. Jesus Christ.
109.04. Right. Boom.
That's been a good hour's work.
Start to the new year.
Here we've matched. The price has just plummeted and it's gone suspended. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right, LB. Sounds like you owe us 65 quid.
The price had gone anyway, so we were never getting it. 2-0, I think.
1-1.
I 1-1. Sorry, I don't know why I said 2-0. Just the second goal.
What are we like for that?
I don't know if that went on, did it? No. It was doing, that countdown timer it does when you've pressed it.
Yeah.
And you pressed it 5 seconds too late?
Yeah. I thought we discussed last year that we would rotate the bet executioner role.
Yeah, well, it started the new year with you, and this is why we need to rotate, obviously.
Yeah.
Is it definitely given, though? Because I thought Mbappe looked offside. There's VAR.
It's still suspended here, actually, yeah.
I mean, on first glance, I thought the Mbappe looked offside. It was a little bit before the finish, but so it looked to me, anyway. I'll hopefully see the replay here. Oh no, he was on.
Was he? Yeah, the market just went closed there.
How do we feel? How do we feel about over 2.5
in the first half?
Yeah, I mean,
same price, 1.7. It is now.
I mean, if we're rolling,
like I mean, from what I've seen, like PSG has just been dominating, and now that they've got one, the floodgates could open.
Well, it's only 1-1. Like they'll kind of be regrouping a bit now, kind of going. Let's steady the ship a bit,
That's not what PSG do, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dismissed. Slats, thanks for your opinion.
No.
Shut up, Slats, will you?
PSG are all out of fence in the.
I mean, I guess if we're only doing the profit again, why not? Like, we're not losing anything.
Yeah, I could say I'd agree with that. Profit on under a first half goal, 25 minutes.
Yeah, 109 quid.
Yep, 1.77 on to get 83 profit. Let's see if this goes through. Stone price has dropped again. Do we take the lower odds to get matched? All right, no,
I think just go for what you're on.
Yeah, whatever you can get at this stage.
Right, we're matched at I think about 1.74.
Perfect.
Our friend BK Kilo he uses spreadsheets that don't have that delay, so it might be worth investigating that if we're going to be doing regular in play ones. Don't lose those 7 seconds, especially if they're already losing about 20 because I'm the one having to do it. So it's actually could be a useful thing for us to get into.
How do you get into that? Is it just
I think you download the software. You might have to buy it. I looked it up. I was chatting to him before. It's not expensive. I mean, it's not cheap either. So you wouldn't do it, just as a way to avoid going into the app. But if you were putting on a lot of in-play bets, it would be worthwhile because there's no delay at all.
as soon as you click, it's on?
Yeah.
That's mad. I mean, sometimes, like, I feel you'd be watching a match on telly and a goal will go in and the market is still open. Like, if you clicked on it as soon as the ball crossed the line.
I think what happens is that and we know it ourselves, with accounting systems and stuff, like the front end, the part the user is using, the screen, can be slow to update. So I think that 7 seconds is actually to make sure that the screen was not lagging. But this other thing is kind of in the back end. So it just, the odds are there, it takes them, and that's it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's what they say. I'm not sure if it's entirely legitimate, but that's what the theory is. But either way, I think if you pay your 50 quid a year or whatever to get that other system, could be useful for us.
Yeah, it could come in handy. That Milan game, Jesus, it's showing that they have 11 shots, 4 on target.
This match is so open. If it's still just one goal by half time and the other bet is in, I would say, which will be over actually by the time this second half starts, I would say that we lump on another goal in this match.
Yeah, maybe we do if Gary still thinks there's going to be a goal. Actually, you're watching the PSG game now, Gary. Right? Is anyone keeping an eye on the PSG game?
I've United, I've been about them on here, so.
Oh, very good.
No,
Gary's in his own private sports bar over there.
Yeah, in both of them, I'm about a minute and a half behind the bookie side. So, if you're on those, you'll probably get an update quicker. But the United game has actually calmed down a bit, but PSG are still camped in St. Etienne's half. So that's the main one we want. So good signs there.
Yeah. I'm actually going to float this now as our kind of contingency. If the PSG match doesn't have a first half goal, I would say we do a double of a second half goal in both PSG and Juve, and maybe even Man United. Do the treble of goals in the second half.
We'll see how things are going in those games.
Could we back a goal now in it with the original stake?
I prefer to let the current bet run.
Okay.
But I don't know if you want to overrule that.
Yeah, too much fun, Gary. You can't be having 2 bets.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Rules help control.
Don't tell me they've scored. Oh, what a goal from Milan. Oh my God. What an absolute goal.
Thanks for that, lads.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, there's no way I would have gotten the bet on.
This is LB we're talking about. He wasn't.
I'm still claiming it anyway.
I was watching on the dodgy box. He probably scored about 4 minutes ago.
I'm claiming it as a win.
Oh, I think they'll get disallowed. They go back to the VAR. Nah. Rabiot was making a break down the other side. He's actually a good position, and Changlau, I don't know how to say his name, just came straight through the back of him, kind of hip to hip, but just flattened him. And the ref was there waving, like, play on. He was right beside it. And the ball then just pass down into the box. And they absolutely rocketed into the top corner. What a goal.
Actually, nearly a decent chance there for PSG. So, like, they try to dink it over the back four into the path of Mbappe. And he would have been clear through on goal. But the defender got, like, fucking a hair on it to put it out for the corner. But I'd say, like, an inch more on the pass, and Mbappe would have been clean through. Like,
nice.
Genk scored again there. Just to validate my call on that.
Who did score?
Genk.
Oh yeah, Genk. Yeah.
There's
I
no
remember Tony.
VAR in the Carabao Cup, is there?
I don't
Or
know.
is there? Because, Jesus, John Stones looked like he handled the ball in the box there, but the ref didn't give it. It was one of those where he was like leaning down towards the ball. It definitely shook his hand, but like it hasn't been given.
Actually, I
I
don't know.
was thinking, you know what we were saying about Juve, could potentially shut that game down if they were up 1-0, coming up to 65, 70 minutes, they could just look to kill it. Like, I'd nearly feel more comfortable about another goal in that match now that it's gone 1-1.
Yeah, big time.
Definitely, like, if they're still going at it for the last few minutes of the half, if they don't look like slowing down, then you could definitely go on that.
Yeah. Just while it's in my head, you were saying Genk, and you couldn't quite get the name. Do you know, like, when you're not familiar with those leagues and you see Genk and Ghent, you kind of just confuse them or whatever. I remember them being in Belgium at a match, and I remember telling someone, I used to mix up the two teams because they're three letters the same, basically. But obviously, if you live in Belgium and there's two cities with kind of similar names, you'd never mix them up, like. And they looked at me like I was the thickest person they'd ever spoken. They're like, how could you mix them up? They're not even close. And you're like, well, and then the way they say them, they don't sound similar either. You're like, got concentration for 3
really?
minutes. I'm sorry.
Even the spelling, surely, like they do spell them that way, don't they?
Yeah, but, like, I mean, obviously they both start with GEN, but it's not as similar as we'd say them. God, Milan nearly have a second here. Oh no. Oh no. All right. But yeah, anyway, it's yet another story where I sound like an absolute ham when I'm talking to somebody.
They're the best of your stories.
My own. You say it like there's all the other stories where I sound really cool when I come out of them, but it's just no, they haven't happened yet. Yeah.
I'd say it was good crack over there, though. Did you get to many games when you lived in Belgium?
Yeah, I got to a good few, mostly Standard Liège. They were deadly matches. Like, I'd go to. I think I said it to you before, Gary, actually, in a different context. But I'd get the train over from London and go to some Liège matches. They're just so class, like the real old style, kind of English old style stadium, square. I don't know if the pitch is below the level of the road, but it certainly feels like it, real kind of enclosed, and the fans go absolutely mental as well. And Liège is kind of run down kind of town, so it's good crack beforehand, and everyone just. They've all these sort of supporters clubs that they all go to and drink cans and stuff. It's class. Great day out.
Yeah, going somewhere drinking cans sounds like the Arsenal Wigan FA Cup semi-final that we went to.
Man, that's another one. Remember that fella
nearly
killed me?
man clubs in Wembley.
Oh, what's that? St.
The what
Joseph's
club? Working Man's.
Yeah. It's just like it was like the fans
LB's
coming
idea
over.
of a day out.
Oh, that was a great day out.
It was good.
Yeah.
Until he sent me to the opposite end of the ground.
I told Gary I had 2 tickets for the match. Did I tell you that one, Slats?
Slats? No,
I don't think so.
So anyway, like, LB texted me. He was like, "Listen, I've got 2 tickets to the FA Cup semi-final. Like, if you want to go," and I was like, "Oh yeah, sound." So organised the meeting, met up, had breakfast, went having a few pints. The match was at like 3:00, and about 2:30, he was like, "All right, come on, we head up." We were walking up like Wembley Way, and he was like, "All right, yeah, you're off to the left there," and I was like, "What do you mean I'm off to the left?" He was like, "Oh yeah, they're opposite ends of the ground." So I was like, for fuck's sake, like, I don't support either team. So like we were at total opposites of the ground. I went and I was like in the last row of the bottom tier. So I had like the other tier coming down on me. So all these Arsenal fans around giving it socks. Like, I didn't care. I was actually up for Wigan because they were the underdog. Like,
Yeah.
But it was good in the end. I went to a penalty shootout and they were down my end for a penalty shootout. So I was laughing my balls off that he paid for tickets and he was up the other end. But like I was just like, I just assumed that we were going to be standing beside each other. He was like, "Nah, you're over there." I'm like, "All right, thanks."
That was actually a great match, though. That was the one where they all started smoking when it went into extra time. And the steward came up and one fella was smoking. The steward came up, like, "You're not allowed to smoke." And he was just like, "Oh, whatever. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything about it." He's like, "I lose my job if you start smoking. You have to go." And then everyone around him, that fella just took out their fags and they all started smoking. And their man just was like, "All right, fuck this." And he just headed off and left them all sitting there. Within about 2 minutes, the whole place was full of smoke. It was the way Wembley, if you're in the lower tier, you're underneath that roof. And it was just like being back in what I imagine the 80s were like. It was mad. was gas though. But then I couldn't see the penalties. It was so far underneath that roof. Just had to kind of go on the cheer to see if they'd scored or not.
It was mad because we must have been in like the same seat, but just at the total opposite end of the ground. Like, because I was underneath that thing as well. I could hardly see the penalties, and they were down my end. Like,
Yeah.
good day out.
Yeah. Can't wait till matches are back. Any
I
kind of
know.
match, really.
Yeah.
Any sign of a goal in that PSG game?
I was just about to say, like, they've still been attacking and they've been just getting like half chances. But now 10 minutes left in the half, you kind of start getting worried. But I said it's good that they're just totally dominating. But I'd like to see them create something a bit more clear cut soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Barcelona game has had plenty of chances. We could include that in our second half goals, but if we wanted, but we might be stacking up the odds a bit if we
I don't think so. I think they're all independent events. I think it'd be the 4 games, provided there's not one in the PSG match, and if there is, especially if it's the St. Etienne goal, I put all 4 of them in for a second half goal.
There's still 10 minutes left in that La Liga game too in the first half, so I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona. All I'm seeing is 6 shots on target, like so. And just dominating the attacks as well, like 30 dangerous attacks to 5. They've been all over them since conceding. So, yeah, definitely if it gets to half time, I could see a goal in the second half there.
While we're on half time in the other games, we might jump to some of our Friday previews.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hand over to you, Slat. You've got a double header in the Netherlands for us.
I do, yeah. The Dutch 2 League, one of our favourites on our stream here. So yeah, I know there's 4 games kicking off at 8, so we'll be tracking all 4 of them. I know Mark is going to have a few bets on his favourite Go Ahead Eagles come Friday night. But the 2 I was looking at were Almere City are hosting Eindhoven and Canberra are hosting Volendam. And it feels a bit unoriginal, but I'm going for home wins and both teams to score in both of those games. It's Canberra are first, Almere are second. They both have home games against teams mid to high in the table. Volendam are 6th, Eindhoven are 9th. So decent enough sides well capable of scoring away from home.
Yeah.
But just Almere and Canberra have been on very good form. Canberra have been classed since the start of the season. They've won 15 out of their 18 games. They've won their last, I think, 6 games in a row. I don't see that coming to an end. An odd kind of stat from that match, actually, Canberra Volendam. Just in the head-to-head I was looking at, and the home team hasn't won that game in, I think, is it 7, 8, 9? Yeah, it's been 10 games since the home team won that head-to-head.
That's a strange
one. Must be unusual for any head-to-head,
Yeah.
That mostly away wins and then a few draws thrown in there as well. But my bet is saying that run of 9 games is going to come to an end, and Canberra are going to get the home win. But I do expect a goal from Volendam.
What price is the double odds?
The double pays, I think it's about 7 to 1. Just give me 1 second here because I have it lined up on my phone. Sorry, no. So the double pays, 6.33. Decent enough for 2 home plays.
Yeah.
You need 4 goals. You need 6 goals, actually. You need all 4 teams scoring there, but I still think it's pretty decent odds for that double.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it as well. And you've looked at some of the English matches for us, Gary.
Yeah, so probably the standout game is the FA Cup match between Villa and Liverpool. So, like, looking at this, I think Villa are a great price at 9 to 4. Again, it probably depends a little bit on the teams they put out, but given that Klopp has been giving out about subs and things like that all season, he surely has to rest a few of his star players. I think Villa will put out a good team. Liverpool's away form has been fairly bad this season, so they've only had 2 clean sheets away from home in the league this season against Newcastle and Crystal Palace. And like, you know, they're hardly the most creative teams in the world. So they've struggled to kind of keep goals out. And they've only had 2 away wins this season as well. So one was over Palace, and that was a 7-0 victory a couple of weeks ago. But you have to go back to the first day of the season against Chelsea for their other away victory. And then you take into account that Villa beat them 7-2 in the league this season already. Now, that's obviously not going to happen again. But I just think 9-4 in the Cup with the chance of a depleted Liverpool team seems big. Initially, I looked at goals, but I think it was like 4-7 for over 2.5.
No, and in a cup game as well, that, you know.
There was a few issues with the sound there. You're both back online, are you?
Yeah, sorry, something crashed on my side there. Did you hear me, lads? Or
I think, yeah, I can't hear LB.
no, I can't
Not
hear
sure
LB
if you can
either.
hear us.
He was talking on mute like an absolute.
Okay, sorry.
That's
Did
because
you
I could see you there.
guys hear me
Yeah.
there, or
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Yeah. So,
okay, sorry, because it kind of crashed there.
yeah, like 9-4 is very good. The price on goals, especially in a cup, like if Villa went 2-0 up and Liverpool didn't have their full team out, you could just kind of write the match off and it could just fade out, you know. So
Is my memory right that there was a game last year where Liverpool had to play 2 games on the same night or something crazy like that?
or
And
within 24 hours, yeah.
one of those games was a cup match against Villa and they lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same as the World Cup final, the World Club
Yeah,
Cup
that was
final.
it. They were over in the Middle East or something for that, were they?
Yeah, they played the kids, as they call them.
But I think this is a better Villa team. This, like, you know, like Grealish is playing at a way higher standard than he was last season. They've brought in some other players, like Ollie Watkins and things like that. I think it's a far better Villa team this season than it was last season. And you know, like Villa probably should have come away with at least a draw against United last week, away from home. So again, it's like, it's not something I'd be lumping into saying it's an absolute certainty, like, you know, throw your bank on it. But I think basically I'm going to double it up with the next game that I've looked at, which is Accrington Stanley versus Charlton, or actually Charlton are home, so it's Charlton versus Accrington Stanley. But like, both of those teams are in good form. It's probably too close to call the match winner. I think it could go either way. So I've kind of settled on goals there. So over 2.5 goals is 23-20, which looks big. There's been 19 goals in the last 5 Charlton games, so they're averaging nearly 4 goals in a game. And you know, you're only looking for 3. And same in Accrington Stanley, they drew 0-0 the weekend, but still in their last 5, there's been 16 goals in those games. So when there's goals in the games, there's plenty of goals. And given that they're so easily matched, I think that if someone goes 1-0 up early, it could just turn into a ding-dong battle. So the double of Villa and the over 2.5 goals is around 6-1. So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I'll be able to cheer it on and get some mileage out of it.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. The other game, the other FA Cup game, Wolves Palace. It's such a strange one. Like, basically, I looked at it and I was thinking probably Wolves might be a little bit underpriced and Palace might have a good shout. But I think basically it's one of those ones you got to wait and see what the team sheet is, because, you know, neither of them have huge squads at the minute. So it'll be interesting to see who they field. You know, so realistically, both of those clubs are going to be safe. It's the one where we've talked about it before. The fans would love to see them go for the cup, but the managers don't always go that way. So I think we'll have to wait and see. But there could be value on Friday, and we'll discuss it when we come on air. Because if you know, one team rests and one team doesn't, or whatever happens, could be a good price.
Yeah, probably one thing I didn't mention about the Villa game as well is that, like, they've got United next up. So like, now I know it's going to be 8 days or whatever. They play on Friday and then they're not playing United until the next Saturday. But again, you have to think that will be in their minds, you know, top of the table clash against United, not wanting to go top. So again, that's all gone to my thinking. Just to divert away to what's happening here in PSG, something's happened with Zinedine and they've just gone gung-ho attack.
I'm watching it.
Navas had to pull one out of the bottom corner there. Like, I don't know how he saved it. So
I just wish that they'd done it a few minutes earlier and PSG could have caught them on the counter even, because they've had some chances here. But PSG were kind of playing around with it. I'm not sure if you're watching, Gary, when you were talking. Backheeling it all over the place. I wish they just...
Yeah, I kind of out of the corner of my eye was watching it now. But yeah, like I think PSG were getting a bit overconfident. And then at the end just had a 2 or 3 minute spell there where they probably could have scored 2 or 3 goals. Like,
yeah,
I'd say might get one more chance before half time for, like, you know, at either end to try and get the bet in. So fingers crossed we get a bit of luck.
A bit of injury time called for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Barca did go up 2-1, but there's been plenty more. Shot stats are still looking good after the goals, so I'd still be fairly confident of another goal in that game.
That would have been lovely if that one had gotten to half time.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, hold on. Oh no, ref! You don't give that.
Oh, you give it the free for...
Yeah.
That was very...
That didn't look like a free at all.
No. And even the way the ref pointed, it looked like he wasn't really calling it as a free. There's no foul there.
He kind of clips him, but like he's very soft.
Sport, man.
Yeah, very soft. Especially when you have a bet riding on it. It's even softer.
Yeah. You must be a little bit ahead of me here, so I assume nothing's happening anyway as you're watching it. So what are we going to load up on then the second half? I think another goal in this game is a certainty. I think another goal in the Juve game is as good as a certainty as well. Shame we don't get Barcelona. What about the United match? You still watching much of that?
Well, it's half time there. United started to try and get the perfect goal. There's a couple of chances where, like, Fernandez could have laid someone in, and instead of just playing a normal pass, he was trying to play with the outside of his boot. But it's still end to end. So I think there'll be a goal, but I don't think it's as certain as another goal in PSG from what I've seen.
So just a double then, maybe not the treble.
Yeah, I'd say
if
you're including the United game, I'd wait 5 minutes in the second half, because, you know, sometimes the halftime break will just calm the teams down and it won't be the same tempo or whatever in the second half. So I wouldn't be confident back anything now until I see the first 5 minutes. But I think in the PSG game, it's starting to open up, and there'll definitely be a goal.
PSG game is 1-10 for another goal.
Yeah. It's just going half time here now, so we're going to lose that bet. We're kind of back to square one. But I think it was still a justified bet, because, I mean, there have been the chances for another goal to come in. We just got slightly unlucky.
I did say I felt a bit like we were chasing it. I would say bullied.
I don't think you were forceful enough, Slats. You should have put the foot down.
So the teams are just
it looked like a good bet, in fairness, and like it often happens that way. When they go down 1-0, they do come back and run riot, like run them up, score a few goals. So
another goal in the Juventus game is 1-5.
Oh, it's kicked off and all, actually, the second half, is it?
No. Has it? No.
The two of them have kicked off. No, they mightn't be. I'll click off. I won't watch them again when you're watching them for us.
So the options to us are PSG game is 1-8 for another goal. United game is 1-5 for any goal, and then Juve is 2-9 for another goal. So maybe we take out United and we do the double. Be about 1-2. No, Jesus, 1-3 is a combination.
I can't see that Barca game going the second half of another goal.
Is it half time?
If you want to, is it a double?
Sorry, say that again, Slats.
What odds is just if we just go with that double PSG and
1.35? That's 1.35.
Yeah, we should probably leave it at that, should we?
1.38 now. Yeah. Very hard to see it not happen, really. We put that on. All right. You go with that, Gary?
Yep.
All right, 1.38. 1.37 spot 5. Okay. Right, we're on. So back to square one, and we take it away again when the actually the Juventus game is already back on. Very good.
Yeah, I feel like that's an absolute banker anyway.
Yeah.
It just seems like in Serie A these days, even over 3.5 bets, you're looking at them going, yeah, that's going to be a banker. Like, there are just so many goals about.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of them have been crazy. Like, even last season, over 2.5 goals would be sort of 21 to 20 or up around there. Now it's like 4 to 7 in most of the matches.
The odds have all come in over the
Just look at it there, and in today's full schedule in the Serie A, like Milan is half time, so you won't count that. But in all of the other games that are full time, there's been over 2.5 in all of them except for one game. That was Torino Verona, and that was 1-1. So, there's so amount of goals, and that's across about 10 games.
Mm-hmm. I sent you on a fourfold earlier, Gary, if you remember that I did, and it was teams to win and both teams to score, and all the matches were over 2.5 in the end. But obviously the bet didn't come in. But that's a lot of goals happening in the league at the minute. So yeah, second half anyway is exactly the way you'd have expected it to be, based on the first half.
Really, they're both going at it, right?
Yeah, Milan nearly scored as well, and it's probably better that Milan are the ones kind of going for it as well, because so the home team, if the away team sit back, they could kind of suffocate the game a bit. So yeah, it's looking good.
You've been tempted even to have gone for another 2 goals there, but you just don't know what way the game turns once one of the teams does score. Like we were saying, especially if it's Juve.
Yeah, exactly.
Realistically, in the second half, whichever team scores, if it's not they could just be clinging on for the rest.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here anyway, so I'd be stunned if this game doesn't have another goal. And it should have been a penalty there, to be quite honest. Bonucci's just to Milan. Bonucci's just such you'd love him, but if you wasn't on your team, you'd hate him. Like Sergio Ramos type of player. Like, he just walked up backwards to one of the Milan players. I didn't actually see what it was. Reached behind himself, like kind of wrapped himself around, like reverse rugby tackled him, and then just fell on the floor and pulled the Milan guy with him. Absolute penalty. But if you looked at it from the ref's point of view, it looked like a free out. Unbelievable. Carry on.
But John, the likes of Bonucci and stuff, they were brought up in that old Italian style of, I'm going to learn my craft and how to win. These free kicks, even when I'm assaulting someone or whatever, it's mad. Actually, was having lunch earlier on, and on Sky Sports there was a thing about Pirlo. So they do these kind of documentaries where it's an hour long of top 100 footballers or whatever. But they were talking about Pirlo, so it went through his whole career, but it's going through the FA Cup, or the World Cup final where Zidane gets sent off. And you just think back to that, it's just pure Italian craftsmanship. It's hilarious.
Possibly the worst dive of all time. Just grabs his chest and goes down like he'd been. There was a full second between the headbutt and him going down as well, I'd say.
I know, but even to get, how annoyed do you have to get a player before he starts headbutting you with a minute to go? It's insane,
pure frustration. Yeah. Pirlo, I remember watching, I don't know which match it was, something on RTE anyway, and it was the usual kind of cohort they had back then of Johnny Giles and Eamon Dunphy and all that, and someone in England had signed someone on a free transfer, but it was the same summer that Juve had signed Pirlo on the free transfer, and they were like, "Do you think this is the best free transfer of the year?" And Eamon Dunphy just started laughing. He was like, "Does nobody watch the Serie A?" He's like, "They've just signed Pirlo on a free transfer. It's going to be the absolute best transfer of the decade. Never mind free transfers, and never mind this summer." And not Dunphy, Liam Brady, because obviously he'd be watching it, but it was ridiculous, to get him on a free,
Yeah, that's what they were saying. And sorry, before I go on to that, I said give it 5 minutes in the United game, and 4 minutes and 50 seconds in, City scored. So
That would have been frustrating had we waited.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, John Stone scored back post from a free kick there. So
Nice.
have we got them in?
No.
No.
Oh.
Someone told us to take it out. Wait 5 minutes.
Although they're still checking it here on my screen, but I don't see anything wrong with the goal. So
What game has the record for the most disallowed goals by VAR? I mean, surely 3 is getting close to the limit.
yeah, no, it's just been given there now. But yeah, I wonder what that is, because I think there's 3 already being disallowed. So, that would have been a 4th. Obviously, it was given.
And they were all disallowed by VAR. The ref didn't take on any of them himself. Do they always go to VAR now for anything?
I'm actually not. I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't remember back. I've watched that much.
I thought there was
football
2.
This game and the other game, but
I think there was only 2 disallowed. But
was there?
I don't know. I haven't been watching it, but I just remember 2.
Any sign of a goal in Milan? No.
Yeah, Juve are kind of coming back at them now. Yeah, so I wouldn't. It's a little bit quieter than it was a few minutes ago, but there's still plenty happening. Ramsey's currently lying on the ground after getting basically nothing happened to him. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's still down. So
have you been tracking Juve much, LB? Because it seemed as though, and because I'll be honest, I haven't watched that many games or whatever, but it seemed when Ramsey went there, he was in the team, then he lost his place. But lately, he seems to be back in there and kind of building it. Because there was talks of him coming back to England and stuff, But
yeah, he's played a lot more than he was last season, that's for sure. Pirlo definitely seems to like him in there. They're definitely not great in midfield either at the minute. Juve, like Ramsey and Rabiot are probably the 2 that are the standout names, and it's not like the results. They kind of gone through 2 spells where they were very good, then very bad, and back to very good again. As they lose here, they could kind of be starting on a bad spell. I think they, like Fiorentina, were in free fall before Christmas, and they beat them in the last game. I think even in Turin. So that was a strange kind of result to end last year on. They have great days where they look great, and then days where they just look kind of all over the place. So he's in there, he's doing well, but it's kind of like he was before at Arsenal. Like he has moments where he looks like the best player in the world, and then you realize that he's still on the pitch and you haven't seen him play for 40 minutes. So it's kind of, I don't know if he's probably at the level that Juve would expect. Certainly not with Pirlo's name floating around, but
yeah,
he's doing well.
I do like him though, John.
Sort of what
who's he been linked to in England?
He wasn't really linked with anybody, but it was just more that, like, they were saying he was unhappy in Juventus and he wasn't getting
just kind of speculation that
it's kind of similar to, probably not as bad as Christian Eriksen, but Christian Eriksen's gone to Inter and now he's just not getting his game. So there's like a load of speculation that he's going to come back to England again. So those kind of rumors were about Ramsey kind of this time last year. But
I wonder, is that just
got back into the team? Like,
that's just his agent floating them to see does anyone nibble on it? Like, see, is there any interest in getting him? Getting him a bit of a pay rise or something like that.
Yeah, it's mad the way more players don't do. Like, if I was a footballer, I would love to have the chance of playing in like Italy or Spain or whatever. Like, but it's mad the way in England you don't get as many, because like the players who are going abroad, like Ramsey and like even Ashley Young and players like that, they're doing all right out of it. Like, kind of the different style seems to suit them.
League, the English league, and I think players who just get slightly past it and can't physically stay at it at the level could definitely get a new lease of life abroad where it's not as helter skelter. The sort of tactically astute fellas who don't need to then just bust a long one up and down the sideline all day can like Ashley Young. He's obviously very good at what he does. He's not fast enough really to stay in the Premier League, but he fits very well in with Inter. I was actually, speaking of them, I was reading something. I think in their last 2 matches, they've only played 3. They've only played 3 players. Sorry, you nearly scored. Only 3 guys have played that Conte has signed. So basically, they were just going through the shambles of players that he signed. Ericsson was obviously the biggest name on that list, and yeah, so they're kind of in a bit of a funny spot at the minute. But yeah, there's a few other English players. I remember thinking when Wilshere was kind of running out of steam at West Ham, he could have easily gone to the Serie A or La Liga.
But he's still there on a free. Like, you
Yeah.
think, like, if I was him, I'd be straight over to one of the Milan clubs or Torino or Juventus or something. Live it up. Even Napoli, like, you're down kind of close to the Amalfi Coast. You've the sunshine. Seems like ideal for him, and he'd be the type of player they'd latch onto. Like,
yeah.
Strange that
bags with the lads at weekend and stuff. Like the thing is,
the English Maradona.
The English clubs or the Italian government have brought in a really generous tax rule as well for foreign people moving there, and in particular, it was designed with footballers in mind. That they could easily head down there and be financially very lucrative for them as well, and then get a few more years on the career. So it's kind of strange that none of them are considering it. But we looked at a few Serie B games. There's a few big names appearing down there. Balotelli being the obvious one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but we were looking at Monza, who's obviously signed them. So it's Berlusconi owns them, or part owns Monza.
Oh, really?
That's where the money's coming from. Yeah. So
whereabouts in Italy are they located?
In the Serie B.
In the country, geographically.
Either in the north.
The Formula 1 track, Monza.
Yeah. They've another chance.
I assume it's in the north, but I don't
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of central north.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, City could have this game put to bed, by the way. They've had some good chances catching United on the break.
Oh, yeah. The Serie B this year is actually very strange, lads. It's nearly every single team is clustered in the top, like not west or east, but just right at the top of Italy. It's kind of maybe 3 exceptions. So
they've been around like Milan.
Yeah.
Area over to Verona.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Napoli are probably the most southern team, are they? Because like Bologna and stuff aren't there, are they?
In the Serie A, Napoli are the most southern.
Yeah.
You get a Sicilian club up. They're obviously there as well. Now Bologna are way up north. There's a couple of remember we looked at them as well. There's one of the Serie B teams, Reggiana, and they're like, I don't think they could be further south than where they are. And for most of the teams in the north, it's like a 2,500 kilometer round trip for when they're playing them.
That's something.
Some absolute slog, yeah. I've actually tracked it. I kind of thought
you have to fly down, like.
Yeah, but even still, it'd be a pain, to have to fly to like.
Do they have an impressive home record or a kind of a big swing from?
I thought they would. Not really. What I thought might be an option would be, if a team has played them midweek and then they're home again on the Tuesday, you might get a good value on them because they've done the double-legged trip, But it doesn't seem to pan out like that, or certainly hasn't so far.
Worth looking at anyway. I love researching those sort of.
Yeah.
See if you can find an in somewhere.
And it'll feel so justified when the bet. Are we through here? No. Great chance opening. Dybala just took a sneaky one at goal. Can't believe how selfish he is as a player.
The United game is just end to end now.
It's
crazy. Yeah. I actually again. I don't know what the story is with VAR. There is VAR because the goal went to VAR, but I think United should have had a penalty there. I only caught it out of the corner of my eye, but there was a cross in and Martial was going to head it, and Zinchenko kind of was jumping backwards, but his hand went up and it looked like the ball hit his hand, and went out for a corner. But I'd like to see it again. I'm just surprised it didn't go to VAR.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the VAR guys were just continually watching the match for anything to sort of trickle up.
Yeah, so I think that's what they do, but then they flag it to on the TV or whatever when they're looking at something. But I said I could be wrong because I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, but it looked like a handball to me. But yeah, there's definitely another goal in here. I'm hoping United go back into it because I think it'll be a good end to the game.
Is that PSG game back on?
PSG is just kicking off now, yeah. How are things in Italia?
It's so open now. It's starting to get a bit niggly though. A few kind of big tackles going in and a few kind of off the ball, shoving and stuff like that. So hopefully it doesn't descend into a feisty thing, and hopefully someone gets a goal soon. It's all Juventus at the minute, by the way. Oh, there it is. Boom. Goal. Oh, what another rocket of a goal. There's 3 great goals in this game so far.
Sounds like a class match.
Yeah.
Record. Like Juventus, obviously, but
lovely goal. Yeah. All Juventus. It was just played kind of, would say a break because there was plenty of fellas back, but it was played kind of quickly out to the left and then just, who was it? Yeah, kind of, I don't know, was it a cross? He's kind of whipped it across the box anyway, and then outside the box, Jesse buries it. So, lovely. So now we're just waiting on PSG.
Yeah, if we get lucky and PSG score early, we should kind of, bear in mind what we could lash on to, maybe our last roller of the night.
Yeah, like it might be a bit late by that stage, but
I just mean if they get an early one in this half.
Yeah, no, but like the United game,
sorry.
Henderson just pulled one out of the top corner there from Mahrez. So like if it won this minute, I'd be saying back United or back another goal. But if it's 10 or 15 minutes, then you're looking at it with 10 minutes to go. It's not going to be worth it,
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on this Barca match and see if they keep at it, because it was just 10 shots on target in the first half. If they kind of keep that up, definitely would expect another goal there.
Yeah. Strange one for Juventus. Dybala just been taken straight off. I don't know if you heard me. I'm not sure if I was having connection issues when I said it, but he was very selfish. They had a good chance. Ronaldo was free in the box, and Dybala kind of went for the side post, like the near post, and the keeper comfortably saved it. And cut to the sideline, and Pirlo did not look happy. And then the ball went down the other end, straight back up. They scored, and then he just pulled Dybala off.
Really?
He just took him off, so he doesn't look happy either now, Dybala. So
I thought he'd be delighted with that.
Yeah, well, strange one, but he's gone. So yeah, to know now they're back in another goal in this game. Give it another minute, but I don't know if it's.
Yeah. Well, we're all in on this double anyway, aren't we? So we have to wait for PSG before we can do anything.
That's true.
The mad thing about the PSG game is that Saint Etienne are actually the ones that are attacking the most now.
Oh yeah.
Like they've come out in the second half the way they finished the last 5 minutes of the first half, and they haven't had many clear-cut opportunities, but they've had 2 or 3 good crosses into the box that have forced corners. There's another corner coming now. So like in the first half they were just camped in their own half for the majority of it. But again, that's probably good for us because Mbappe's pacing behind. All you need is a good ball. Like
yeah.
I was trying to find a few bets for the NBA tonight.
And is that
player props or
and I found, or you're still searching?
Is it?
I said, is that I was trying to find and I found, or are you still searching?
I was gonna go for a double, but I'm second guessing one of them. So I like the player performance doubles where you're backing a team to win and a player to beat his points tally, or his rebounds, or get a double or something. I picked out, was it 5 last night? I backed 4 of them. But the 5 players that I picked out for doubles all got doubles, and then 3 of the teams actually lost. Like 3 of the favorites lost last night. So the player side of the ACA came in, but the results let me down.
Say to me, Slats,
No,
that
more frustrating than that.
Back doubles on their own. It has to be with the result.
On Betfair you can't. You can on Bet365. So I actually might look to jumping over there for the NBA.
I have a Bet365 account. I would have offered it up to to accept.
I said I'd go for it last night anyway because it was a bit of a long shot anyway. I said I just would go for it and hope the teams did come in. But one team who has been consistent is the 76ers, and especially at home. I remember last season, I don't remember exactly what their record was, but they had a great home record. And so far this season, they're actually top of the conference, and they're four wins from 4 at home. They're playing at home tonight against the Wizards, who haven't been awful this year, but you'd still expect the Sixers to beat them. And then in terms of a player performance, I was looking at Ben Simmons. So for the win, it's 4-11 for Sixers, which I actually think is all right value, even though it's been tough. A lot of the favourites have been losing over the last couple of weeks. But for the double, for Ben Simmons to make a double-double and Philadelphia to win, it's 13-10, which I think seems pretty decent. Simmons, he's always going to hit points. He doesn't score massive points, but he's always in the kind of mid-teens, so you'd be expected to get double figures at least.
Yeah.
His last 4 games, he's hit double-figure rebounds, and one of those he hit double-figure assists as well. His assists are usually a little below. His assists average is 7 per game, but he still has the capacity to hit 10 there. So, and the Wizards conceded a lot of points. I think they were the highest conceder of points last season, and they're up there again this season. So you'd be expecting there to be plenty of assists and points, and you'd expect Sixers to win. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I was going to double it. Orlando Magic have been decent this season. They've been decent lately. They're second in the conference. They're on a pretty good run, but their home form, they've actually have better away form. I was kind of thinking, right, they're at home. Had a look at it. Their home form hasn't been brilliant, and they're playing against the Cavs, who have had a few wins on the road as well. So it's a little riskier. They're 4-9 for the win. So they're a significant favourite, but I'm just not that confident on them.
Do you watch all these games or the highlights of them in the morning? You just take it in kind of on the stats and the results?
Try to keep up with the highlights. There's a great, just like if you're just Googling the results of the games, there's a little link to YouTube, and it's, just a minute or 2 rundown of the game. Just, shows
That's
the highlights.
Because I find it myself, if I just read the results, any sport, NFL, Serie A, whatever, you go and you read the results, and then like 20 minutes later, they're all gone out of my mind. But you're rattling through them there.
The US sports, they're a lot more forthcoming with like free highlights. Like if you can go on to NFL.com and watch the highlights of any of the games, that way.
Yeah.
Like it's not like over here where you need a Sky subscription or stuff. So is
Serie A
that the same on NBA or is it just YouTube stats?
Sorry?
Is it the same with NBA.com where you can go on and watch the highlights for free?
Yeah, you can watch plenty on NBA.com. And I would guess, I haven't actually checked, but I'd guess it's just NBA's YouTube channel that the highlights are shown on. Like it seems.
Oh, right, yeah, that makes sense.
It's kind of an official thing.
But it makes sense. Why? I don't know. Like, did we talk about it here? About how the NFL and the baseball, how they both kind of went the opposite ways just around the time that sports were becoming big on the internet. And
you were mentioning it. I think it might have been on a stream, all right, yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, people seem to think that, if you get the content for free, you're not going to pay for Sky or for whatever your provider is. But it's the exact opposite. If you're getting free snippets, it's going to build interest, and then people will pay to watch all the rest of it,
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. This PSG match is starting to get a bit feisty as well.
Yeah, there's tackles going in galore, and I said, like, Sendet kind of come out like a different team in the second half. Like, they're just on the front foot. I haven't really seen PSG get out of their half, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I only flicked on after Juve went 2-1 up, and there's.
So, I think we'll give PK an update. PK, so our bank bet of the profit lost because there was no other goal in the PSG game. So at halftime we did a double of one more goal in Juve and one more goal in PSG with our original stake. So the Juve leg is in. So we're just waiting on a goal in Saint Etienne.
And what odds did we get that at?
1.35 or something, was it?
Yeah, 1.375. So 37.50 profit. And there'll be no commission on that.
Nice, yeah.
Sportsbook.
Those French games, the double draws I did, Marseille were up 1-0 in the first half. It's just gone 1-1. Marseille Montpellier, and Reims Dijon is still 0-0. So about 60 minutes in, those are looking decent enough.
Is there a cash out on that stat? Surely it must be.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it ride, to be honest. I'll have a look at it there, but
while you're looking there, anyone who, we've a few people watching at the moment, if you want to let us know in the comments what in-play bet you would look at yourself here at the moment, there's a few options out there. So we'll be probably, if there's a goal in Paris soon or at the Paris match, we'll be looking to reload ourselves. So do let us know what you pick.
The Barca are 2-1 up now as well, right? Just catching up.
We just missed that we had talked about it and they scored pretty soon after. Well, you were here actually when that happened. That hasn't changed since.
Yeah, but they took the lead against it. There's loads of action on now, actually. Be a good time for PSG to score because then we could reload again. All right.
Yeah, Saint Etienne have a free kick now in a decent position. So, but again, I think as you said, Slats, like I wouldn't be surprised there's going to be a sending off here because it has got quite feisty, and like. Joe, there's a history of sending offs in these games. Like when you see like that Angel Di Maria is going in and taking people out, you know that the game is getting feisty. Like
I'd actually consider.
When you're saying there's a history of sending offs in these games, do you mean in this particular head-to-head or just?
Yeah, I think in Saint Etienne, PSG, yeah, like the games I've seen, there's always been a sending off in them. Plus, in France, it seems like there's a lot of sending off in France, statistically. Like
certainly based on the French players.
Good attack here for. No, it wasn't Mbappe. I thought it was PSG had a breakaway, but I thought it was Mbappe breaking. It wasn't. They still could score. No, it's a corner PSG. It's a pity that the ball wasn't played out to Mbappe because they were in behind, but they just hadn't got the pace to go with a defender there or beat the defender.
I'm looking at the head-to-heads here. So yeah, that last game that we watched, PSG went up 1-0 after 14 minutes, and there was a red card after 31, and it just stayed 1-0 then, which is a stinker for a game that would have looked for the world like being over 1.5 or over 2.5. But actually, the last three head-to-heads between these two teams, there has been a red card. So it definitely does seem to be a pattern.
What price is that?
For a red card?
Yeah.
Let me look there. I don't know, is that market available in play, is it? Can you?
I think it should be. It should be on the sportsbook. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll have a look for it, see if I can find it.
If there isn't a goal in this game, like it'll be so unlucky because both teams are coming out now, and it's end to end. Like, are you watching the United game, PK?
Yeah. To say there's been quite a few chances. United just look to have. He's just put on Greenwood because the United look to have gone a bit like dull up front, but yeah, I'd say City are probably value for the 1-0. They've been just a slightly better team, but it's a good game.
Yeah, United are panicking a bit when they get into the final third.
Yeah, but the Rashford's touch has just been off a little bit too. Like he's been put into some decent positions, but just misplaced touches and stuff. But this isn't is this two-legged or just a single leg now? Remember the AFL Cup?
It used to be double leg, but I think it's single leg now because probably because of COVID. Because Tottenham played last night, so they're into the final. So winner here plays Tottenham, I think.
Okay, so then it should just be a good last 15 minutes. So United have nothing to lose, really, right? So,
that's it. Yeah, you have to come all out.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
I'm not too sure whether it might still go straight to penalties as well.
Think so, if I remember correctly too. Yeah. we'll be
I
praying
know
for
that
that.
in the early rounds of the cup do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Especially for like this, whatever is considered the dinky trophy, you know.
Is that what it's called? Is that the new sponsor?
Yeah. So they're calling it now the Dinky Cup.
The PSG crosses have just gone to the dogs. They're absolutely just don't know what they're doing. You still watching this, Gary?
Yeah.
I think they've been very sloppy, PSG.
Bringing on Draxler and Pembele now.
Yeah. Draxler's another one. His career just seemed to kind of evaporate when he went to PSG.
Yeah, he still has moments for them, but he just I've seen him where he scores really important goals in like the Champions League and stuff, and then the next game he's on the bench. A lot of the managers seem to see him as a squad player.
But didn't he get a really bad knee injury when he first joined?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, but they're hardly still minding that,
No, but it just might have,
You still watching that game in Italy, LB?
No, I flicked over to the PSG one.
It's gone 3-1 now. Juve scored again.
I had a suspicion that was going to be the case, but we're not on it, so I decided I'd stick with the one we're on.
Yeah, Barca just scored again there as well. 3-1 there as well.
So we're in the
goals
wrong part of
everywhere.
town.
Yeah, goals everywhere where we want it.
Yeah.
BK, you were offline there when we were discussing at half time, but originally we were going to do a treble of a goal in United, a goal in PSG, and a goal in the Milan game. But I told the lads to hold off because it was like wait 5 minutes into the second half just so we see how it comes out. And then 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the second half, they scored. Like, there'd been some bummer. Like,
it's always the way though. You're just when you don't pull the trigger or when people have slow fingers, someone scores. No, it's the nature of it. It's it's a lot of gambling to do with timing too, right? You can miss the boat or you can place them at the wrong times. It's just timing. The more than anything else in life, I suppose.
Yeah.
Slats, I heard you talking NBA there. Is that for tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. Yeah, that Sixers game kicks off. Well, I don't think they call it kicks off, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Throw it in. We'll be betting on the throw-in. Who wins the throw-in?
They can do that.
It starts at 12:10 GMT. So yeah, a more reasonable hour for you, PK, at least.
I won't be watching, but what was the bet?
Sixers to win and Ben Simmons to make a double-double.
Do you go to any of the games over there, PK?
Sorry?
Do you go to any of the games? Or is there a team
Well,
local?
Can't now because they're based in Tampa Bay.
All right.
The Raptors, even though they started the season horrible as well, but they've because they're the only team from Canada, they've moved down to the US because Canada won't allow teams in for that.
But they'll be back when COVID's over, like.
Apparently, so they will. They probably will because they're doing horrible down there too. So,
yeah, geez, they've had an awful start to the season, haven't they?
Yeah. Siakam, who was their best player a couple of seasons ago, just doesn't look like he can play basketball anymore.
Really, has he gone that bad? Is he?
Yeah, he's been brutal. He was I'd say for the first half of last season, he was decent. Second half of last season, he was just horrendous. Even though they did very well.
They won it 2 years ago or something, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 years ago, and then
they lost their main man then.
Yeah, they made the Eastern Finals last year though. They were just they lost to the Celtics, whatever, 4-1 or something. But they still did all right. Like they were second.
They still did pretty decent. Yeah,
that won't be happening this year. They lost.
And do you watch the ice hockey at all, PK?
A little bit. I wouldn't like to see it's the biggest. In Canada, it's their national sport or whatever. But their biggest sport. But the Maple Leafs have highly underachieved for the last 20 years or so. So
I actually went to a Canadian game.
If they ever make a Stanley Cup
before. There's a thing called Canadians, isn't there? There's a team called the Canadians.
Montreal Canadiens, yeah.
Montreal, yeah. When I was in New York, one time I went to see the New York Islanders versus the Canadians. I think it's a great sport, but it's on too late here to really get into.
No, it is, and I prefer to. I much prefer to baseball or basketball, to be honest with you, because it's just a little bit more. There's a bit more to it, like in the basketball, like it's whatever 120 to 100, like but a goal in NHL can mean a lot, like a lot of games can end 1-1, 5-3, so it's a lot more tactics, and there's just a lot more like just meaning to it, I suppose. But there is just way too many games in a season as well, so I find it very hard to watch much of it until the playoffs. But the playoffs are good, like I like it when it gets down to that. But the Leafs here now are perennial underachievers for because they have they have a massive budget because they're so big, like, and it's so well followed here. They have a lot of big players too. They just keep losing first round of the playoffs every year. So yeah. But it's if they ever make the Stanley Cup, I'd like to see this city because it'll go absolutely crazy.
That'd be good.
Yeah. But no, there'll be I'm no it's 2-0 City, but I've no idea how the NHL will set up this year because there's 5 or 6 teams in Canada, so I'm not sure if they're going to rebase in the US for the season or what's going to happen there. I don't do any reading on it, so I have no idea, because it's very easy to set up one team for basketball down in the US, and that's fine, when you're moving 5 or 6 teams down.
Yeah.
So be interesting to see. I'm not sure when that season starts, but I'm sure they have provisions in place anyway. But yeah, that's the extent of my interest in North American sports, apart from NFL, obviously.
That goal was by Fernandinho.
Yeah, good finish too.
Was it? It looked like the flag. I'm watching. I've got 2 games on here, so I was focused on PSG, but I just saw it out of the corner of my eye.
No, it was.
St. Etienne have had some chances, haven't they, Gary?
They have, yeah. Frustratingly good, like.
Yeah. Yep. Have you any bets for Friday lined up, PK?
I looked at a couple of games. Looked at what's that team that I pronounced wrong in Spain? Celta Vigo. I was there. I was looking at it. I go, I might just bring this up for banter.
Just back them just so you can mention the name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just like, there's a bit of a fun factor to this, but I think it's I think over 2.5 was a good bet at evens in that game. They've Villarreal have scored in 9 out of their 10 last away games, and Celta Vigo have scored in 13 of their 15 last home games, and the 2 that didn't score in were against Atletico and Barca. So implies both teams to score is 4-5, or 4-5. Then over 2.5 is even. So I don't know what you'd rather take, but like, you're only looking for one more goal. I suppose it's been a bit greedy when both teams to score statistically is like a given almost. So 4-5 for both teams to score in that. If we're doing the group Acum, I think that'd be my bet to throw into that.
Geez, they'd be a juicy Acum by the picks that we have so far, anyway.
Why?
Bats has a 6-1 double. I've got a 6-1 double.
Yeah, we don't have to put all of our games into. We pick our.
No, you do. You have to put them all in.
That's the whole point of an acca, man.
For 2021, it
As
just
many
all
legs
goes
as
in.
possible.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'll let me just give me a couple of minutes. I'll come back to you with a 6-1 no hoper here. One second.
Oh, that's harsh. Harsh.
I nearly lay your 6-1 with you. No.
PK, with your record of head-to-heads in this group, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know something? That'll be the last 2 in the NFL because I stopped doing them because they're losing. But we had 2 since then, and I would have won both.
And who won the overall?
Once you stop putting the money on
it. I was meant to bring that up, Gary. You won. You took it away from me in the last week with your 4 and 5. I had a push on the Colts, and obviously the Cowboys are stink again.
I'm actually fairly sick because I finished like 1 point off the money and 2 points off winning. And like there was definitely really unlucky losers during the season. You know, ones that like I think I had one that like they were 20 points up in the first half, and I was like, "Oh, I'll go to bed now. That's in." I woke up the next morning and they'd lost. I'm like, feck's sake.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like it's I thought the Colts are going to stroll in this week, and then
sorry, so now the end just at the fucking crossbar.
But so you're saying that because I got 2.5 in the last week, if I had to get 5 out of 5, I only finished a point behind you, and then I would have made the money anyway.
Yeah, so I was 2 places, 1 point off second and 2 points off first.
I need to go back and look at it. I would like it's a game of ifs and buts or whatever else, but I was happy enough in the end. Like I think what I get 50. I think I was around the same last year too. So I had no zeros but no fives. I'm always between the 1 and 4.
And anytime you're greater than like 50%, in terms of your overall percentage picking, you're like theoretically beating the bookies anyway. Like
Didn't you cover that? Like, in reality, 58% is that line because they're all priced.
Yeah, exactly. Because of what they build in their price, like you need to get over 58 to actually make a profit with the bookies. But next season, remember said going to do just picking the strongest one each week. I'm doing another. I'm going to follow. I'm going to do just to see the statistics of if you back your best one as against have been forced to pick 5, because like I think the last 2 seasons have been around 53%, which is fair enough because laws of averages, across like 17 times whatever thing is 85 in a season. It's enough for law of averages to come into play, really, and they have, and they do across the board, as you see. But it'd be nice to see if you only not being forced to pick 5 every week and just pick your strongest one to see if you can actually beat the average. I'll probably end up with egg in my face, but I'll just we'll see.
It's worth trying. LB, did you see that miss by Moise Keane in the PSG game? He was like 7 yards out and put it over. Fucking absolutely.
Sometimes when those balls go over, you actually it doesn't even make sense in terms of physics how you could get the ball to move at that angle.
Yeah, like all you have to do is place it into the bottom corner, and goes to smash it and hits it over.
Yeah, getting into 20 minutes.
What's his name, did you say? Moise Keane.
Where's he from?
Not
Italy.
Did you might think of that name?
Not Tipperary.
He's an Italian international.
I thought it was like Moss Keane, like the guy player.
Yeah,
Mossy
Keane.
How did he spell it? Kean, is it?
Kean, yeah. Oisse, I think is his first name. So not too far off Matthew Keane.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it sounds like probably Nigerian origins or something, but born in Italy, was he?
Don't be so racist.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, I think that's what it is. I'm going to look him up. Well, it's not a very Italian name now, let's be honest.
Neither is Jorginho, we won't go there.
But he's born he's Brazilian, right?
I think so. Oh, God.
I just know that he's crap from 7 yards out. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I just don't know why Saint Etienne didn't play like this from the start. Like,
did you see the thing there a minute ago? It looked like Mbappe was going to catch the ball with his hand. See when he ran out like that?
Yeah. He's either doing it again there.
Yeah, what's he up to?
I know it's a bit late for now. I actually did look up the odds on a red card in that game, and you could get it at 6-1 there about 10 minutes ago. But there was no yellow cards.
Even though there was a lot of challenges going in and a lot of fouls, there wasn't that many yellows. The ref actually did well not to wreck the game by throwing out 5 or 6 yellows in that period. Like,
I don't think there's been a yellow in the whole game yet. No, there hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's definitely been challenges that deserved a yellow. The ref has just let go. Like, maybe he knows that everybody has bets and doesn't want to ruin them. Oh, go on. Oh,
what?
God. Mbappe got the ball and just squares it across the box, and there's absolutely nobody in there. But he's given offside anyway. So
offside anyway, yeah.
I can't believe we like doubled our bank within 20 minutes, and now we're clinging on just to stay alive for 30 quid profit.
That should be a new rule about chasing. Like, if you miss a goal, don't just chase another one. Like,
No, but I don't think we did chase. I still think it was an all right logic.
Yeah, because the time difference is minimal. Like, we missed out by a minute, but then you'd be like, oh, they still have 20 odd minutes here to get another goal, which is part of our reasoning originally, right?
Yeah, but I think it's more the mentality. They're like down 1-0. They're like, we're getting a goal before half time. But when it goes to 1-1, they might be a bit like, right, let's just calm things down a bit.
What do they do when it gets to the 75th minute?
Like, at some point, you're expecting St. Etienne to just accept the point here, which would be annoying.
I know, but they were actually going for the win, though, which is the mad thing. Like, they come out at the start looking like they were just trying to like not be heavily defeated, and now they're playing like, you know, they want to win the game. It's weird.
Oh, that was a lovely.
Those other two games are going into the last 10 minutes, and they're still 1-1 and 0.
Did you see that chance, Gary?
I think it's just coming up now.
Oh, it was lovely. It would have been a spectacular goal as well.
Yeah. How have you gone from behind to ahead of me now?
Yeah. Hard work and persistence.
I'm not happy with that. Right, come on, 15 minutes.
PSG make some kit, don't they? Like all the stuff the lads in the crowd wear, like the masks and the towels or whatever those things are. If you're like kitting your gaff out in PSG stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that jersey though, but yeah, they do have
that jersey stink. Yeah, it looks like my old school uniform.
Oh, jeez.
Who is the St. Etienne goalkeeper, by the way?
I don't think I can name a player on the St. Etienne team.
Looks about 7.
Debussy.
That United game finished 2-0 to City anyway.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, it's going to be a card. Here's your yellow card, Gary.
Yeah, start dishing them out. Some name.
Moby CKN.
Oh.
Oh, shite. Marseille just went up 2-1.
They're the favourites, are they?
They are now anyway.
Yeah, slap at the draw though.
I mean, it's worse if the favourite goes ahead. Like,
yeah, you want the away underdog to go up, and then you'd be still fairly confident that you'll get your thing.
Exactly.
I'd say that's dead now.
You've 3-1 up.
Still.
Yeah, it's just wrapping up now. 20 seconds left.
That's blowing the Serie A wide open.
If he's looking at the stats, he wouldn't be saying they finished 3-1 to Juve. Like,
I mean, how many years have we been saying that for, though? One shot on target, one win.
They're well able to soak up the pressure and just make the most of their own chances. Now they did have plenty of chances, to be fair, but
to be honest, they had the better chances too, though. Like, they hit the post and they had 2 real sitters before any goal went in. So, based on the 70 odd minutes that I watched, they were deserved winners. What time are you on, Gary?
What?
78-24.
How are you ahead of me again now?
I went out and back in. Wasn't happy being behind.
It actually amazes me that you weren't an only child, because you're like,
Whoa, there's a dig.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, you could interpret it like that, but that's not the way I meant it.
Spoiled brat.
In a loving way.
Yeah.
What do we? Are we going to discuss the wildcard weekend on Friday? Or
to be honest, PK, I haven't done any research into it for today, but yeah, we can definitely discuss it on Fridays.
You have any early picks, PK? Anything yourself?
No, not really. I haven't, as Gary said, I haven't done a whole pile of research into it either. I do. I don't know. I just have a feeling the books are going to get turned over. They're, you know, I just.
What's giving you that feeling?
Penalty,
I just.
please. No, not given. Fuck. Sorry, PK.
How long is left in that game?
10 minutes.
11 minutes.
Oh, loads.
10 on my clock.
You're ahead again, LB, are you?
Yeah.
Are you just making that up just to annoy Gary?
No.
Only 6 minutes left by me.
Yeah. I'm on the 87th minute. What about you, Gary?
3-1 Marseille now, the feckers.
I thought you were calling the penalty for the other end.
Was calling for PSG.
Yeah, Saint Etienne could have had one after. Or was
Yeah, no, yeah.
No way they'd be giving Saint Etienne a penalty anyway. Not
maybe with a crowd there, but not an empty stadium. What's that coach's name?
I was looking at him as well.
The Leicester guy. I forget his name. I actually thought he got a raw deal at Leicester, to be honest. Claude Puel, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he got a bit of a raw deal.
At Leicester?
Yeah.
Oh, Leicester, was it not?
Southampton, no?
Was he not at Leicester beforehand, no?
I don't know.
I think he was at Leicester and then he went to Southampton after Leicester. No?
Claude Puel?
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever at Leicester.
I thought he was at Villa for some reason.
No, he was at Leicester and then he went to Southampton.
Well, see, Gary.
Do we want bets? Do we want bets before we go?
I want this stupid thing to come in first. I'll bet you 137.50 if there's another goal here.
Currently in charge of Saint Etienne, you're right. So let me go into. Oh wow! Wow.
Boom.
Southampton and Leicester City in England's Premier League.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
He had 2 seasons at Leicester before. Wow.
I know, that's what I told you. He was at Leicester for a while and he got a raw deal. Like they brought him in and then the fans just got on his back straight away and he never really got any chance of succeeding with them.
Was he in after Ranieri, was it?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think after 2 seasons you can say they didn't give him a chance. I think that's fair.
No, like I think he got a chance at the club, but the fans were on his back straight away.
Yeah. I think he's too kind of. I'm not sure if he's from France, but like he's too French.
Oh, he's definitely from France. Yeah.
Like,
but he definitely is too French.
Like you could just see English fans just thinking, "Oh, here we go again." So
he played 488 times for Monaco in his senior career, and that's the only place he ever went.
Especially after Ranieri, like everybody loves Ranieri, and then you've got this just like pure French guy in that rolls people up the wrong way.
How is it I can remember him being at Southampton for 1 season and I can't remember being at Leicester for 2?
Look what you were doing those 2 years, PK. I'd say they were heavily pub-based years.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from what the amount of football I was watching, so right?
But yeah, but how much of it you can remember? That's the question. This match is drifting badly towards.
That was some challenge by Draxler.
I thought it might be in a red card.
Yeah.
Not to be back.
Like the trailing leg. If that was a little bit like closer to his front leg, he definitely would have got sent off. Like,
yeah, it was crap tackle at the same time, though. Come on now.
There's definitely going to be a goal here. The last few minutes, give us an El cheer.
Some anticlimax to the show anyway, if we just get to the end of it and we went from 100 to 145 to 220 to 100 to 0.
We can edit a highlight reel and just show the first 10 minutes. Like,
yeah. Roll credits.
Right.
Right, here we go. Go on. Oh my God. Go on. They have to hear. There's like 4 on 1.
I'm looking at it.
They have to. Oh my God! How can you fuck that up?
Oh
It's
Jesus!
literally a 4 on 1. Like,
But like there was a 3 on 1 in the box, and then they just passed it. I don't know what that was about. That was one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
but like, and you know, Mbappe's just standing at the back post, like play it across to him, like.
Yeah.
Selfish bastards.
Oh God. He didn't really move Mbappe either, though. He just kind of stood there behind the defender.
Yeah. Hopefully they score from this corner now.
The two lads taking each other out. The two sad dead fellas. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh. Come on now.
Go on. Yes. Oh no. Like how there hasn't been a goal in this game, another goal is beyond me.
If you'd back the under, you'd be absolutely living on the edge of your seat.
I know, yeah. Heart attack, like.
What time is on your clock?
85:44.
Oh,
In my head.
For you, LB.
not saying. But you'll know the lack of excitement in my face anyway, so.
It's become a thing of who's ahead on which stream now, and
No, it's just who's going to be heartbroken first when they see the ref put the whistle up. And
I know, yeah.
it's
actually, I know this sounds like a kind of really pedantic thing, but like, do you know, with the Premiership, like, you know, the Barclays Premiership or the Barclaycard Premiership or whatever, has a little bit of a ring to it, even though it's a company, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then looking at this and just come up on screen, like, you get on Uber Eats. It's just like, name for a sponsorship of a league, like.
It's actually disgraceful.
Cup.
Surely they could get proper sponsorship from a company that sounds cool as well.
I know.
Uber Eats, but like Uber Eats champions of France. You'd be like, oh my God, no thanks.
Even if it was just like Uber in general, like, you know, like the Uber League sounds all right, but like the Uber Eats is just like, fuck's sake, lads.
What team in the Premier League got ignorant jersey sponsorship there as well for a few seasons?
Do you know what? Do you know what one I just remembered? Do you remember when Atletico Madrid got sponsored by like Universal Pictures or somebody like that? And every week it was a different movie name on the jersey.
No, I didn't see that.
Some of them. Do you not remember that? It was when Torres was there when he was really young. It's like his kind of early seasons, and they were awful. Like there was, I can't even remember. I know Ant-Man was
Mouse or something on it, like.
No, it was proper movies that were coming out. Like Ant-Man was one. There was one jersey that was like a Spider-Man jersey.
Jesus.
It's a good idea, but it was just like, it looks really stupid. Or could have been
running around when they score.
Which one were you on about, Slats?
Sorry? Oh, I can't remember now. It was a bad enough name, but it was like a massive big animation on it. Like it took up a lot of the center of the jersey as well. I can't think of it for the life of me.
Not Everton, Chang, no?
No, Chang you wouldn't.
Like.
Chang isn't the worst one.
No.
I mean, Arsenal's Rwanda is kind of strange. Like, people are kind of. The other thing is you get used to them. You know, they look stupid initially, and then you kind of start to just warm up to them. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we can research for Friday. The most dreadful jersey we can remember. Mind you, United's zebra one this year is probably up there, right?
Bad, yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I got the Man United grey jersey, and my cousin bought it for me, and he bought it for me on the day that they played Southampton and took it off for half time and never wore it again. It was just like, what a waste of a jersey, Joe.
Oh Jesus, that wasn't the sharp Viewcam one, was it?
Yeah, it was. The grey one had sharp view cam in it. Yeah. It was actually, I actually thought it was a really nice jersey. Like,
yeah.
But it it had. But they ended up losing that game anyway. Though they were 3-0 down at half time, and it ended 3-1.
Yeah, but like the whole we couldn't see each other excuse like.
Yeah, it's, it was an odd one, all right.
This game is painful now.
I know. I am. I'm hoping for 5 minutes, but I don't see where you get it from. Like there hasn't really been that many stoppages. Like
Yeah, no. I said there's going to be one.
nah, surely they give us 3 at least. Like my thing is PSG kind of seem to be settling for a draw as well. Like you know.
I know. This is just a disaster. Ah, new year, same old, same old.
3 minutes there is.
Yeah. And based on the last 45, I can't imagine anything will happen in these 3.
No, I'm fair. There has been chances, but it's just like absolute brain farts by PSG mainly. Like,
Yeah.
Not a great start for Al Patch, is it?
no,
Well,
We'll have
there's some list of injuries though.
Yeah, but that team that's out there at the minute, Mbappe, Draxler, Verratti, like there's no excuse. Do you know what I mean? Like again, if they conceded 4 or 5, and that was the problem. But you've got those out there and you can't score. I think it's poor.
But like it's another league that like no more than Italy and England and Spain and that like the French league is competitive again this year. Like it seems to be whatever COVID has done has made soccer a lot more less predictable.
yeah, I think Lyon go 5 points clear here if results stay the way they are.
3 according to what I see.
I thought there were 3 before kickoff.
Lille are losing to Angers as well, and they would be level. That'll make them. They would be level on points with Lyon if they won. It's a bad loss for them.
You remember we looked at it earlier in the season that they had a bad start, PSG, and they were still like 1 to 20 to win the league. And a few of the other teams were like 30, 41. Like the longer and longer this goes on, like that 1 to 40, be starting to really sweat it. Like, oh god,
I'd say they're still a ridiculously short price now.
I'd agree with you. Yeah,
So they're still 1 to 4 or 1 to 5.
Yeah, but they have the players, like they could turn on any second, really. Just not tonight.
Well, strong amount of goals in Serie A today. Sorry, I'm just kind of catching up on stuff here. The only team that didn't score.
Give it, shoot! Oh, you fucking idiot!
Oh no!
Did you see that, LV?
oh yeah, I saw it, and I saw what came after as well.
Oh my god! How can you scoop it over from there?
Who did that?
I don't know. It's some sub that's just come on. Like last kick of the game would have been nice. Like
Who was that for? Ian or for
PSG?
Like the distance it went over the bar, he was probably twice the height to the goal, and he was only just outside the 6-yard box.